Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name's Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. Today I'm introducing a new product that I have in my Etsy shop. So I'll get right into it and show you. It's a digital stamp slash cut file combo pack that I did. And it comes with all of these sentiments. So you get Happy Halloween in 4 different strips. I did one with a border and one without. That way, if you wanted to cut like a thicker border, I don't think you could go much thinner. This is pretty tight. You could add that, or you could even cut down closer. And I did an orange and a black. My printer, I think, is running out of ink. The ink's not the best on this example, but it looks pretty cute. I like the scripty font that I used. And then I did a different one where I did the sentiment with like a border to it, so it almost looks like it's a matted sentiment that you would like cut double layers, and you get those in the same thing. So you get one without, so if you wanted to, you could cut it onto a strip. This one has a very light gray border on it, just in case you fussy cut. Then you can just follow the line with your scissors. If you want to cut it with your brother's Scan and Cut, I would go over this line with a pencil just so it's a bit darker, and then cut on the line and just erase it afterwards. And then there's also the orange and black and the black and white option. So those are the sentiments that come in the pack. And then there's this stacked pumpkin set. And it has 3 different pumpkins, 3 different sizes with 3 different expressions, and you can size this up and down however you want. I think I made this one 4.5 inches height and scale proportionately widthwise. So those are the digital stamps in the set. And then for the cut files, I did the exact same thing. It's a little bit different on the spacing, just because once I did the silhouette, it looked kind of weird that the faces were up so high. So I think, yeah, this is still 4.5, but I lowered the faces on the cut file just like a little smidgen. It made a difference. So, because when you cut the silhouette, it almost looks like, if this is up a little bit higher, it almost looks like it's cutting into the next pumpkin because you don't have the context of these lines. So yeah, that's what I decided to do with that. And then you get the solid layer on the back, so you can cut it in a different color, and like you can cut it in white and ink blended if you want. You could cut it in color and ink blended if you want. I cut this one just like in an orange. I might go in and color a bit just to see if I can get a little bit more dimension out of it, but those are the 2 cut files that are included in the packages as well. So I'm going to make 2 cards today. I'm going to make one with the cut file set, and then I'll do one where I color this. So I'll just get into coloring first, and I'll speed through this as usual. Okay, so there, that's all colored. I'll add highlights and stuff to it after, but I think for now I'm just gonna fussy cut this out. And I'm not gonna leave a border on it this time. That was an easy enough shape to cut out. I would still prefer to use my brother's Scan and Cut for that. I do not enjoy fussy cutting in the least. I'm just doing the edges so that it looks nicer and cleaner. I did start doing it with my alcohol marker. Don't do it with an alcohol marker. It just like bleeds into the paper. Use like a water-based marker. This one's just a Faber-Castell Pit Artist pen. It's actually cool gray 6 by the looks of it. I thought they were black. I should have looked a little bit closer, but it still does the trick. It's not like you can see that it's like a charcoal color, but it's close enough. Like it doesn't need to be black to cover the edges. It still works. It still looks good. But you can see where the alcohol marker bled into it. I might cover up the bottom a bit. Maybe I'll make it so that the cards are on like a hill or something. I'm just gonna got a little bit of orange on this one, so I'm gonna on my white pumpkin. So I'm just gonna use a colorless blender and push that color out a bit. And then I'll go back in with the warm gray one. And then for the brown, this one, it just like looks odd in the place that it stopped, so I'm just going to continue it up a bit. And I'm also going to add a bit to the bottom for a little bit more definition between the pumpkins. There. And I might actually also do that with the white one and use a warm gray 5 or 4 instead of the 2 just for here. And it just gives it a little bit more shadow and depth. Okay, so that's super cute. Oh my god, I love this colored. This color is amazing. Like the silhouette's cool too, but this is my favorite. Again, I'll add highlights after, but for now, I was gonna do one on Kraft and one on white. I think this might look cute on the white. And then maybe I will cut out a little hill to put it on, and I will use maybe the Happy Halloween in black. So I think I will ink blend a background directly onto the card base for this one, and then I will add a bit of a hill and then put the sentiment on top of that. So I'm just gonna go and get my ink and start ink blending. So I grabbed my Distress Oxides, and I think I'll just like blend a yellow to potentially black. I don't know, I might stop at the red, we'll see how that goes. Background, so I'll start yellow at the bottom and then go up from there. So I'm going to use Fossilized Amber, Spice Marmalade, Candied Apple, and then potentially Black Soot. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay. I am also going to add a bit of splatter to this with my sheer shimmer Kraft spray from Imagine. And I'm just going to shake it up really well because all the sparkly bits are at the bottom. And I actually designated a watercolor brush to this yesterday. So I'm just going to spray some on my acrylic blocks. And I'll get my tub. And that just adds a little bit of, it's reacting with the Distress oxide, so it's bringing out it's diluting the color out, which is what the properties of this ink does, but it's also leaving behind that little bit of shimmer, which is fun. Okay, so I just cut out a shallow hill with my cutting machine. I love this background. This looks great with this stamp. Then I think I want to cover it too. Maybe I don't even want to cover it at all. I think if I try to clean this up, or I'm just gonna cut it a little bit more shallow here on this curve to get rid of this. Okay, that gives it a bit more depth on the bottom anyway, and I pretty much fixed it. Okay, I'm gonna glue this hill down. Maybe I'll put it over here. And then I might cut this apart into 2 layers and stack it here actually. The hill, I hate ovals, FYI. The hill looks a little wonky. It's a little bit higher on this side than it is on this side by like at least 1/4 of an inch. So we're just gonna make it work. We're gonna put some foam tape on this side to help prop this up. Okay, so that's our first card for today. I love how this turned out. I like that little touch of black adds that more of a dusk look. If I had just left that red, this card would be fairly bright. So that black soot did make a big difference. And then that little bit of glitter there just brings this card to life. I don't know if you'll be able to like see it on camera, but it's pretty sparkly. So we'll move on to the next one. So I think this one I'm going to do on craft paper, and I think, oops, I'm going to keep this one simple. I think I'll just do this, and then maybe I'll have it sit on this sentiment. And then I will do some faux stitching around the edges of the card. I think for this, I'm going to ink blend around the edges with this spiced marmalade because it's a little darker. I'll just do it on a piece of paper. This is my scrap paper from the other card I was working on the other day. gonna go around the edges and then come in a bit. I just want to give it a bit of a halo look on the inside so that it's not so flat. See what I mean once I add the other layer. Okay, yeah, so you can see how that's like highlighted up the center. This one could probably do a little bit more. The top one is probably mostly covered anyway. I'm just gonna add a bit right here in between. And honestly, I think that's all it needs. For the edges, just because I think want to pop this up on some foam tape as well. I think I'm going to use my black alcohol marker and just go around the edges. There, now you won't see any, if it doesn't line up 100%, you won't see even any of that orange around the outside. So like I said, I'm going to probably this layer up on a bit of foam tape. So I'm just going to cut little tiny strips and kind of like put them throughout. So that just gives it a bit of dimension, so it will cast a little bit of a shadow on the inside, but I also ink blended so it looks like a bit like it's glowing. So I think we'll just stick that right down on the card there, and then I'll prop this up twice along the Halloween. Oop, looks like I'm at the end of my roll here. Before I do anything with that, because this, ideally you want your double layered of tape not to have any like stickiness showing. So I'm going to use my anti-static powder tool just to take the stick away before I take off the top layers here, so that it doesn't stick to my card. And then I will fold this one in half. Okay, and then I'm going to take my jelly roll and I'm just going to go add some faux stitching around the edges just to bring that white in. Okay, and that's our second card for today. This is super cute. I like the glowing effect that this one gives. It's quick, it's simple. This one took a little bit more time because it was more like in depth coloring, but I also like how this turned out. This one actually, I think I'm gonna, you know what, I'm not even gonna add highlights. I'm gonna leave it. I like it the way it is. I don't want to ruin it. So yeah, so this is my Halloween 2023 package available on my Etsy shop as a digital download. You'll get the digital stamps and the cut files that go with it, and you can make your own stacked pumpkin Halloween cards. Thanks again for joining me today, you guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, comment down below and let me know what you think of these. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos, and I'll see you guys again next time. Thanks, bye!